wonderful peoples, and welcome to our brand new fantastic campaign, Mondays in Exandria, an adventure in Iman. We've got a whole bunch of wonderful, lovely people here, and we're all going to go around and we're going to say who we are and just a little bit of who we're going to be playing, as you will very soon meet us all and get to know us quite well. Let's start off with Mr. Travis. Mr. Travis Bowles up there. Who are you, and who are you going to be playing?
Good evening, at Love Lindy. I am at Travis Bowles, and I am playing Lamont Quinlan, who is a man of mystery, a man out of time, and a man out of his mind, perhaps. And we're going to try something a little different. I'm very excited to be here.
Excellent, excellent. And of course, after that, we have the lovely Nuggetosaurus. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing fantastic. My name's Nuggetosaurus. I will be playing Howl. She is a fighter who has kind of a bad attitude, so we'll see how it goes.
Excellent, excellent. And we also have with us today the wonderful D-Tony Coup de Grace.
Yes. Hi. That's me. I am playing Harlan. He's a hobgoblin wizard, and yeah.
Excellent. We will get to know Harlan very soon. And I am Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer IV of the Haversham Hossenpfeffers. Yes, my lord. I'm also a human warlock, but we'll get to more of that later. So let me introduce you to my manservant, Igor.
Hello, I'm a shiny pilot playing Igor tonight, the manservant to Wendell, and he's a half-orc barbarian, just for starters, and I hope everybody enjoys all the fun characters we have here tonight.
Yes, excellent, excellent. And of course, I'm gonna pass it on over to our dungeon master for this evening. Deception check.
Hi. Yeah, this is a thing now. We're going to be playing a fun game set in the world of Tal'Dorei, the place that we know it as Exandria, Matthew Mercer's wonderful world that he created for his Vox Machina friends that we've all watched. Most of us have watched on Thursday nights for quite some time now. We'll be doing a bit of an adjustment, a play on Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Some adjustments, some changes. We've moved it in, and we're going to have a little fun with it here. So if everyone's ready, we'll go ahead and roll into the story. All right.
I was born
we
ready.
begin tonight looking down upon a large city nestled against the sparkling blue waters of the Osmond Sea. Around the world of Exandria, this city is known by many names. The City of Fellowship, the Jewel of Tal'Dorei, Thordak's Prize, and the once home of the great heroes Vox Machina. But for those who live and work in the city, it's simply known as Amon. For the purpose of this story, we find ourselves in Little Whitestone, outside the southwest gate of Amon. This area is a bustling extension of the city itself, with tall stone and plaster buildings intermixed with finely crafted timber constructions. Two of the finest examples of this opulence to be found in the area is the Whitestone Embassy, formerly known as Grey Skull Keep, and the adjoining four-story inn called Grey Skull Shadow. Here in the very same inn, known to the locals as the Shadow, tucked away in a private dining room is where we will meet our 5 new adventurers, fresh off their very first successful outing as a group. They have returned to the Shadow to receive what they hope is the last job required to cancel their debts to Bill B. Zilliger and the organization he so aptly represents. So, I'd like each of you to describe yourselves, your characters, as you're sitting at the table facing Mr. Zilliger. We'll start with Howl.
Oh, me. All right. So Howl is a kind of a grumpy-looking woman who's standing in the back corner, arms crossed behind Bilby. It's her usual stance. They've seen her like this before. She has dark, wavy, brown, almost black hair. That's tied back in a kind of a half-up braid. She has gray eyes, and it's very obvious that she works out. She's got some nice muscles on her, and she's wearing worn but well taken care of chainmail, and she's just kind of eyeing everybody with a look of contempt, I guess is the word for it. And yeah, that's Hal. She's just waiting for their assignment.
All right. Harlan, how about you?
Okay, let's see. Harlan is a hobgoblin. He has red skin. He's about 6'4". He has yellow eyes. He's bald, but he has a toupee that he always wears, and he always sits up straight, with good posture. He looks like he does one-handed push-ups while reading. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, that's Harlan. How about Lamont?
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah, I think Lamont Quinlan is, identified as such by a crude note that was pinned to his shirt when he was thrown into the streets some weeks ago. He's absolutely filthy, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a clean man. This is there's blood. There's a shiner on the mend on his cheek. Hat's got holes in it. He seems to have pulled most of these clothes he's wearing from trash cans and dustbins, and he's got those really nice, tattered fingerless gloves. Of somebody who's, probably gonna make a knife out of something else that wasn't a knife before at some point before the end of the evening. So he's just a scrappy, quiet dude. I think that he's in this bar, and I think he's been furnished a meal for the first time in some time, and he was there 1 second, and he looked away and looked back, and it was all gone. He has inhaled everything in front of him, and I think he's making awkward occasional eye contact with Howl.
Okay. All right.
You ever look at somebody across the bar and they're like, was he looking at me? And then he looked away like he wasn't looking at me, and then he was. It's annoying.
Well, that's Lamont. How about Lord Wendell Eustace Abernathy Lucius Throckwaddle Hassenpfeffer IV of the Havisham Hassenpfeffers?
Yes. Well, you see, the good lord is sitting in a chair. Quite excellent posture. He is a bit thin, a bit gaunt, a little bit in the cheeks. More and bags under his eyes, like someone who doesn't get a lot of sleep, stays up too late reading most nights. He carries with him, a book, but it's kind of hard to keep your eyes on it, and a quill. He also has, a bit of salt and pepper in his hair and magnificent facial hair. Also, his eyes is one of his most striking features, as they're kind of a greenish yellow. They kind of glow a little bit almost, and if you catch them in the light. But he's about 5'11.5" tall, just under 6 feet, but also just a hint taller than Igor. Rather lithe, doesn't look terribly strong, but somehow also exudes charm. If not a bit greasy. Just a bit.
Just a bit. Just a bit. All right. And your manservant, Igor.
Yes.
Igor is a gray-skinned half-orc who has a very bad hunch. He's a hunchback. He sits about 5'10", 5'11", with a hunch. So if he didn't have that and stood up straight, he'd probably be a little over 6 feet. But he's hunched, fairly muscular. Has red hair, dark red hair, that is kind of combed off to the side, like somebody did a part as he wears his butler-esque outfit. It's kind of like one of the ones with the ducktails on the back, and it's like a simple butler's outfit. And he's kind of like somebody who's been dressed up, but he doesn't look like he should be dressed up. And that about describes him.
Okay, well, sitting across the table from you and in front of Hal is Bilby Zilliger, the man who has done each of you a favor or two in the past and is now called them due. Last night, you performed a job for Mr. Zilliger, and today he's sitting there looking thoughtful but very happy in front of a table full of food and drink. It's earlier in the morning, but it's like he's eating dinner again. He's dressed the same as he always is, to the nines, in very fine clothing, hair pulled back and done quite well, a bit of a tan and a almost perpetual smirk on his face. And he looks right across the table and says, "I'm very impressed with the work you did last evening, everyone. My sources report no harassment or injured citizens in the area for the first time in a week. I really must know how you solved the problem so quickly. You were so short and evasive about it last evening. I didn't want to push too much, but anyone? Anything?"
Just my fantastic powers of persuasion.
Right, of course. Harlan, any suggestions on how you accomplished this so quickly?
Well, I have to say that Wendell's telling the truth. With Wendell's great persuasion, we were able to talk the perpetrator, that's a good one, talk the perpetrator away from doing such things again.
You hear Igor's muffled voice from under the table go, "Oh yes, it was some lovely stories."
Kick.
Oh!
I'm not sure how to take any and all of this. Al, could you be a little bit more specific on the evening?
I mean, we talked to the dude, told him to fucking knock it off, and he went on his merry way. That was it.
But with much nicer words.
Yeah.
What am I getting from this guy?
He looks a little incredulous to the story being told to him right now. He especially kind of lowers his eyebrows a bit and kind of bores his eyes into Hal. Well done, everyone. Consider your debts to me nearly repaid.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Nearly repaid, you say?
There's a really loud under the table from Igor clapping.
Yes, nearly repaid.
I suppose you have another small errand that needs to be handled.
You've read my mind, Wendell. Very well. You are quite observant. I do have an opportunity for you. I believe this group is exactly suited with your specific talents. We're having an issue in Abdar's Promenade. You know the area just outside the southwest gate. It's well, I mean, you have to know the area. It's the largest trading section of the town, connected to the port by canals and whatnot. You've been to Gilmore's, right?
Oh, who hasn't?
Right. And you know the Folly, Abdar's Folly, the tower that nearly fell. Oh well, I don't expect you guys get out of the slums too much then, other than Wendell, of course.
Yes, of course.
Well, what I'd like you to do is head into the promenade, please. Once you're there, I'd like you to keep an eye out for strange occurrences or people who seem out of place. I'm not talking about tourists. I'm talking about people who might be doing things that make our clientele antsy, maybe? I mean, you all did so well solving the problem in the southern slums. I expect this should be a walk in the proverbial park for you. Lamont, you look...
Is it a dragon?
Who said anything about dragons?
I did, just now. Will there be a dragon?
There hasn't been a dragon in Iman since the Chromatic Conclave fell and Thordak was defeated.
I'm not making this up. You all saw it. I'm not crazy.
Well,
Are you sure about that?
that's very debatable. I'm very much not entirely convinced that you are. Well,
I was told
say.
that I would have one more mission thing. And I saw a dragon, and I'm satisfied with it.
When did you see a dragon?
I think I saw it. I may have dreamed it. I think I did dream it,
Pretty sure you dreamed it.
but it was
Yes.
there.
The peasantry do typically have dreams of grandeur.
Fucking dragons, apparently.
Oh dear, that sounds gruesome.
Bilby.
Am I supposed to be hearing like bells ringing right now?
No.
Thank you, Lamont. You can go back to eating everyone else's food. Will you take the job? This will satisfy your debt to me.
So, what's the mission here? Are we doing information? Are we nabbing these people? What's the ultimate goal?
But that's the thing. I don't know what's going on. Just sort of like what we did with you last
Keep
night.
an eye out for people skulking, I suppose.
Okay, what
Yes.
do you count as suspicious activity?
Oh, well, I mean,
Skulking.
skulking
Thank you.
around?
I mean, I skulk, so
Yes, it's very suspicious.
How? You're part of the organization. You understand.
I mean, even within the organization, there are some pretty questionable people.
There's skulking, and then there's skulking. There's graft, and then there's our business. So I'm just wondering if there's people coming in trying to, move in on our territory. It's really the promenade is a very profitable area for us,
Duh.
and some of our clients are, frustrated with something.
Have they been forthcoming on what they're frustrated with?
They seem to be a little tight-lipped, as if they're concerned for their safety. And that goes directly against what we provide for them. Safety. Is there a cult moving in? Do I have to spell this all out for you? Or is there a rival organization?
I mean, I don't know. This isn't normally what I do for the organization, so I'm just asking questions so I can clarify, Bilby.
How?
Bilby?
Are you
Everyone.
looking to be in deeper debt to me?
Hey, I've done plenty for you in the past, okay?
Yes, and you wiped that all clean with your last mindless action.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, anyway,
Fair
I'm
enough.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
Thank you, Hal. Wendell, you look thoughtful. What about you?
Well, I'm always
Questions?
thoughtful. No, I think it's fairly straight. Simple task. Go look for skulkers, confront them, or follow them. Figure out what the skulking is all about.
All right, yeah. I'm not, Do you
Yes.
even know what skulking
Yes,
is?
yes, she does it frequently, and I'll gesture over to Howl.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Also
I only
him a
have-
bit, and I point over to Lamont. Very, very suspicious, those two.
Oh, this is organized crime.
What?
It is, isn't it?
There are no crimes being committed here. We all just do favors for each other. It's a bartering system.
Okay. Favors. Okay. I get that.
We've done favors for you. You do favors for us, and everyone gets along famously.
Yes. Favor for a favor. Have you never heard that phrase before? It's
Well,
quite handy.
No.
Oh,
No.
not you
not-
have.
not
This
at
is
all.
going nowhere. I have a few requirements if you decide to take this particular job. Stay away from Gilmore's and Abdal's Folly. It's a tourist trap in there. I need you to look in the offbeat sections, the alleys behind the main thoroughfares, and try not to announce yourself. I think you'll learn more overhearing what people are talking about than by badgering them.
Makes sense.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
Sure.
Fine, then. Off with you. I expect to hear back something today, tomorrow, soon.
Certainly. As soon as we have an update.
As
Reagan, show them out. A tall, thin male tiefling, red coloration to his skin, dressed in simple workers' cottons, a shirt, pants, fine leather shoes, opens the door and motions for you each to exit.
Yes, as we're leaving, I want to hand Bilby a letter detailing exactly what happened a week ago. Is that how long it's been?
Oh no! This was just last night.
Oh, okay. Then yes. Then what happened last night? They'll say that they met a brass dragon named
Copper.
Copper dragon named Zimdra, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we asked him to leave the people alone, and he seemed amenable to that. So,
okay, you slide the letter across the table, and Bilby just kind of slides it and places it below the table. He might have something there, but you can't see from where you were sitting. It's normally how he takes correspondence. He just nods.
Harlan nods too, and then follows the others out.
Igor's gonna charge ahead of the group, and by that I mean the lumbering shuffle of a hunchback. Allow me, and he'll get the door and wave Master through first. And if anybody tries to go through first, to like stop him with the hand, like, no, Master must go first.
Yes. Thank you, Igor. Performing your duties to an adequate level, I see.
Thank you, Master, for the praise.
Yes. I've met my quota for today, so.
Does that mean I'll get a biscuit?
Perhaps, if you continue to behave.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
You exit onto the street in front of Grayskull's shadow, and you find that the streets are starting to fill up. It is nearly 9:30 in the morning. The sun is starting to rise into the sky. This section of the town near the embassy is busy because Whitestone is an up-and-coming city-state now. Its exports have become quite notable in the area, and many of the nobles of Amon and the ruling mages and others are interested in having such things around. It's especially been on display in the council's chambers and in some of the rebuilding of Cloudtop. So, you know that the entrance to Abdar's Promenade is to the north through the southwest gate. It's probably about a 30-minute walk from where you're at, if it's not too busy.
Okay. I guess we head that way then.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll follow, adjusting my toupee not to get too much sun on the top of my head.
As we're walking, Hal's gonna look over at Lamont and be like, "What the fuck, dude? We agreed we weren't gonna say anything about the dragon. Because it's a fucking dragon, and apparently it likes us. So, you know, having favors with the dragon's kind of really nice."
I wasn't 100% sure about the dragon thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, guys, about the dragon thing, sorry about that. Mum's the word, you know. Gonna keep it on the hush-hush from here out.
Next time, you know, maybe mention it or ask us when we're not around a member of the clasp.
This is all, this whole town, there's a lot of dynamics, a lot of rules, a lot of ins and outs and what have yous. And I'm kind of getting my sea legs. I got hit in the head pretty hard earlier than yesterday, I know. And so I'm just kind of going through some stuff. And so I'm glad we had this talk. And
So, like, do you, like, not remember anything?
I remember
Like, at
I
all?
was on a rooftop. I remember
Yes.
someone singing.
Yeah.
And I like take a step towards Hal and get like right in her personal space, like
I step back.
chest to chest. I live inside of a dream.
A drain? Yes, I could tell by the stench.
Are you, like, high or something right now?
I live inside of it.
In a dream.
I would dream.
Yes. I was in a blue sapphire. I think I was
Okay.
born there.
You were born in a blue sapphire.
I think so.
Okay.
Pretty sure. He knows what I'm talking about. And I point at Igor.
What?
He knows. I
He
was
was-
talking to him about it earlier.
Oh, my master doesn't allow me to know much.
I'm going to have to ask him about it later. I want to tell you everything. I want to,
Uh-huh.
but I can't. I can't talk about it.
Okay. Since you can't talk about it, do you mind stepping out of my space? You're a bit close.
And he like
Thanks.
stands back and like,
Thanks. Like if you're within, longsword swinging distance, you're too fucking close.
Wendell takes like 3 steps further to the left, even though he's not within longsword swinging distance. He just takes the extra 3 steps, anyways. As he twiddles his cane a little bit with his stride.
Holland walks up behind Lamont and says, "Worry not, Lamont. You're precisely where you need to be."
ugh. Okay. And what was your name? You're very tall.
Holland, Flipcloak.
Harlan. Well, good afternoon. I do remember what we're doing. Is there anything else I should know? We're not going to talk about the copper.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Did we see like any like other creatures that I'm not supposed to mention? Or are we good?
We're good. Just the,
Okay.
copper creature.
All right. So, by the way, we're all aware that he's running a full-on protection racket, right? And we're mostly complicit. Like, we're all good with that. We're all on the same page.
Yeah, that's
Because I didn't
what
understand
we do.
about 2 minutes ago.
But I owed him a couple of favors after he acquired some information for me, so this will clear that debt and I can be on my merry way.
Yeah. I kind of accidentally killed somebody and they he made it, less so my bosses weren't mad at me, so it works.
I see.
He's an asshole, but he's good at what he does. So
And then I think he gets real quiet and just looks at Wendell and makes eye contact. And then I want to say telepathically to Wendell,
Mm-hmm.
and you are Wendell Eustace Abernathy Luscious Throckwaddle Hassenpfeffer.
I will respond back telepathically. Yes, that's Lord Wendell Eustace Abernathy Lucius Throckwaddle Hassenpfeffer the Fourth.
The 4th.
Yes, of the Haversham Hassenpfeffers.
The rest of you see the two of them staring intently at each other.
Yeah.
No sound at all.
Yeah. It's great.
are y'all done staring at each other? Can we book it?
No, don't interrupt the master when he's given the look. It gets beaten.
Well, if he tries to beat me, I'll kill him, so...
No, I would never beat fine ladies such as yourself.
There ain't nothing fine about me, Wendell.
Well, I could point out a few things, but let's not.
Stop talking.
And he'll just keep walking.
Harlan
Okay,
just-
as you guys stopped to watch the stare-off between for Lamont and Wendell, people just were flowing on both sides of you. You kind of made a little bit of a stop there, but you're near the gate. There are several of the city guard just stationed there. It's a peaceful time in the realm right now, so they're not really expecting anything after the fall of Thordak and the issues with the dark skies after the city has been rebuilt pretty quickly and has gone back to normality. So wandering through the southwest gate is no issue. They don't even look at you twice. Although there is one of the guards that looks at Harlan quite... He just stares at him the whole way through. It's very noticeable.
I'll just kind of look away for just I don't notice him.
You look away, and you bump into something.
Oops.
It's the same guy. He moved in when you looked away, and he looks at you and goes, an authority killed my family.
Oh.
I have my eye on you.
I am no... Okay.
He walks away. He doesn't even listen to you.
How rude. I'm no iron authority. And I'll just continue.
He's still staring at you.
Don't like him. Well, I assume I'm pretty used to that.
It's happened more than you'd like. You cross through the gate, and you know that to the left, once you enter, is the Erudite Quarter. That is where the mages who helped rebuild all of Amon shortly after its destruction, near destruction, pretty much almost rule now. They keep asking for more and more power, and because they're owed so much money, they're given it for the most part. The Council of Tal'Dorei continues to rule over them, but they make a lot of concessions towards these mages. To the right is Abdar's Promenade. You can see the Folly, which is in the center of the promenade. It's large bulk leaning precariously over on one side, and the buildings that have been built up along the structures that held it from falling. It was one of the strange occurrences after Thordak's fall and the restructuring that magic doesn't seem to help this right. Once it was built and started to fall, it stayed, and only the building of great structures to hold it up kept it from collapsing over a large portion of some of the more finer stores in the promenade. You also know that across the street from that is the well-known Gilmore's Glorious Goods. These are exactly the areas that Bilby did not want you to go into.
I suppose we'll have to take a right here and hug the back alleys a bit. I suppose.
Yeah, this way. And she'll lead the way, because I'm assuming she knows the majority of the city really well.
You've spent more time in the central district in the port,
okay,
as well as up into the temple district, because you do a lot of the fighting up there. But you've done work here. You know your way around for the most part. There's so many unnamed areas and small courtyards and circular walks with statues to people you have no idea who they are. The promenade is like most of Vermont now. It is a mishmash of new construction and very old buildings. There will be some older buildings, 1, 2, 3 stories that line one side of the street, and then there'll be a few more, and then there'll be a swath of nothing but new construction. You can imagine that these were some of the areas that were destroyed and then rebuilt quickly afterwards. In the sections you're walking now in the back alleys, you're looking at small shops, workshops, blacksmithies, and other areas like that. Homes to merchants who live above their shops. That's where you're at now. And the streets thin out some. Not as many people walking here as they were on the main thoroughfares that run by the walls and through towards the center.
Okay. Just keep an eye out, I
Yes.
guess.
Yes, my eyeballs are peeled.
Okay. Anyone who's keeping an eye out for things that are strange, give me perception checks.
Gonna roll the dice.
They leave mostly edible food out behind most all of these restaurants, like right down that stretch. If you're hungry, like in the back.
Oops, I dropped my dice. I shall pick another.
19.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wait.
Am I trained in perception? No, I'm useless. That's right. It's 18. I'm still
All
good.
right. Lamont with a 20. Harlan, Igor, are you paying attention or just walking?
Paying attention, but Igor did a 10.
I have no
Oh,
need to
okay.
pay attention.
No, I'm looking around because I'm.
Okay. Lamont, you see a shakedown going on. Off to the side seems to be a larger man with a knife. He's concealed just enough, but you've noticed it. Having discussions with another man about a payment of some sort. That's happening off to your right. Hal, you see the same sort of discussions, but you recognize the person doing it.
Ah.
Yeah, it's Jimmy the Knife.
Yeah.
Damn it,
He's
Jimmy.
a small time guy. He works for one of the lower spiralings. It's no big deal.
Do I notice anything?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you roll?
I got an 18.
18. You see the same thing.
Okay.
You notice on the man who's standing there with the knife that his clothes are threadbare.
Ugh.
It's a very it's an older cut, probably from 5 or 6 years ago. He's
Yeah.
definitely not fashion forward like yourself.
No, not distasteful. He's just gonna
It is
look
kind
over
of-
and be like, how distasteful. But he's completely referring to the clothes and not the situation at hand.
Yeah. Hal's just gonna kind of, that's us, let's keep going.
Alright.
So we're not going to kill him.
No. Why?
We know him.
I know him.
Is he
Okay.
skulking?
Not the kind of skulking we're looking for.
Ah! Alright then. Proceed onwards till we find the proper skulking, I suppose.
Harlan hasn't stopped. He just kept moving.
Walking through this area, some of the buildings are tall enough and close enough together that there's a permanent shade over the area. Some of the alleys are darker than others, even though it's morning, going into nearly midday. It's still just kind of overcast almost in this one particular area. Just you don't get much sun. It's depressing in certain areas, and you just keep walking. Not much going on through here. For the next couple hours, it's the same thing over and over. People just doing business, shops getting by, merchants hawking wares. Not much else is going on.
Perhaps.
I'm
if
sorry,
we
go ahead,
sp-
Bendel.
perhaps if we split up, it will attract the kind of unsavory attention we are trying to weed out. We are a rather large, conspicuous group.
Alright. Who wants to go with who?
Well,
Igor's with me.
Well, Igor doesn't leave me. So.
Sure he does. Igor, come on, come with me.
No, please
No?
don't. I can't do it. Nope.
Okay.
Well, I suppose if you're that desperate for the company of my manservant, I suppose you are of about equal in class. You could walk behind me as I peruse the streets.
Okay.
All right.
Back you up.
Alright. Harlan and I will go this way.
I will follow you.
And
Okay.
we split up.
And the party splits on the very first day of the game. Wonderful.
I knew this is a terrible idea, but I
This
just
is how we all die.
It's midday now. The smells of the promenade are starting to permeate the air. You smell roasted meats, cooked vegetables, spices of all sorts. It's making
Spice?
you hungry.
Master, we've been shuffling for hours. I'm starving.
you're always hungry, Igor.
Yes.
When
I
was the
know.
last time I fed you?
Round about 14 hours ago now,
Oh, you're
master.
still fine. Let's keep going.
Very well, master.
You don't want a funnel cake? He looks like he could use a funnel cake. You look like you could use a funnel cake.
Oh no, it'll go straight to my waistline. I like to keep trim.
But perhaps, master, I could eat the funnel cake for you and tell you how good it is.
Spare me your descriptions of food. You tend to do it with your mouth full. If you be gone, both of you.
Lamont,
I think that means we can get food.
you mentioned funnel cakes, and there's a falafel stand right down the corner.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know if I don't think I have any money. Is the problem? Hey Igor, you got any you know.
But master has
Money?
all the money. I'm not allowed to have money.
No? All right. Well, I look. We gotta get a freaking funnel cake. I'm gonna freak out. What? It's right there. Tell me I can't have one? Who's telling me I can't have one?
Oh,
You?
Igor's
The
looking
man,
up.
the man behind the stand's like, they're here for you, sir. I would happily give you a funnel cake. It's only 4 silver.
For what?
Silver?
Silver.
What kind of funnel cake is this? There better be gold nuggets in there. Heavens.
Well,
Well, I thought it was one for all of you.
This is the main tourist gutter, like right here, so
Yeah.
everything's like really
Just
expensive. But I'm
extortion.
telling you,
Prices. It's just terrible.
They're magical. Well, magically delicious.
Oh.
oh,
Also,
I'm kidding. I'm just trying to sell you on these falafels. Please have one. Here, take a taste. And he puts like a big chunk right in your mouth.
huh?
Could I have a taste? Or
Melts in your mouth. It's exquisite. Here, you have one too, sir.
It's free samples, Igor. Get up here.
Igor's gonna go up there. He's gonna get a free sample.
See?
Master, it's the best tasting. You should have one. They're delicious.
No, it'll go straight to my way. It's fried food. You know it's fried food. I'm not as young as I used to be.
And you look at it, and it's just dripping. The plate,
Ew.
like it's on. This little wooden plate has just
Straight to
dripping
my
off of it.
waistline, and then the ladies will. I mean, they'll still go mad for me, but it's just be more work, more effort.
I'll cut the price down. How about this? All 3, a single silver.
Oh, what?
All right, fine, but you two owe me one, and I'll palm off a silver.
He smiles large. He's very happy with the sale. He goes to work behind his little stand, starts making the funnel cakes for you, puts them on individual little thin wooden plates.
Mm-hmm.
You're expected to eat. This normally happens in these outdoor cafe sort of areas that it give you a plate. You're just supposed to return it once you're done.
Yeah.
Igor, you're given 2, one for your master, one for you. Lamont, you have 1. And while you guys are enjoying your falafel, we'll go check with Hal and Harlan.
I'm keeping an eye out.
as we're walking, Harlan pulls out a pocket watch and watches it tick for a moment. Then he pulls a piece of tact from his backpack, holds it up to his mouth, watches the clock tick a few more times, then puts it away and starts eating. And just continues walking after Hal.
Okay.
Okay.
Hal's just, she's trying to do the job. She's probably waving to occasional, like, skulking people that she knows, just kind of a little nod here and there.
Okay. You see a number of them.
Yeah.
I mean, do you stop to talk, or is it just sort of like hey, this is great. Let's, I see you, you see me.
If I see anybody that I recognize and I can tolerate, I will. Otherwise, I don't think Hal likes very many of the people she works with.
Right. Well, I mean, you have had an interesting relationship with most of the people you work with. They normally call you in for very specific jobs when they do. And, well, it doesn't allow for very many relationships to be built.
Right. Yeah, so I just kind of give him like the passing nod then.
All right. Sitting there with one of the hitters that you know, you actually see Mo.
Excuse me?
Yep, you see Mo sitting there. They're chatting about something, playing 3-card ante, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. I march right on up.
Okay.
What the hell do you think you're doing here?
Sorry. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. I was just hanging here, just playing cards. That's okay, right? Yeah. It's just Aiden and I. He's just.
Oh, you're on a first name basis, are you?
Yeah.
What, Mo? What have I told you about hanging out with people like this?
That we're not supposed to. That you don't want us to be like you, and sorry, Aiden. And that I should not be here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go home.
But
we will talk about this later. Go home.
He grabs the cards, gets up, and slumps off.
Hold on. And I hold out a hand to Aiden. I'm like, give him back his money now.
I won that fair and square. Hey, if you're going to play, He hands you 4 copper.
Okay, and I give it to Mo and say, get some fucking groceries for your sisters and go home.
Mo looks back. With your passive perception, you catch Anand looking at Mo and just like, I'm gonna get that copper. And so Mo runs off.
I let Mo go, and then I turn to this Aiden character. Do I know this person?
Simple hitter, nobody big, no name, just a guy that does the job like you do. But
okay, I very slowly take out my flail.
Whoa! Now how?
Let me make something very clear to you.
I got no business with you now. It's just
and
for the game.
You've got no business with Mo either.
Okay. It doesn't have to be like this.
I see you with him. I see you with the girls. You're dead. You hear me?
Are there girls?
Do you hear me?
Fine. Okay. I'm gone. And he kind of slides out of his chair and he's keeping an eye on the flail because he knows who you are, and he just kind of backs away and cuts down a corner.
Okay.
Gone.
I put the flail
opposite
away.
Direction of Mo.
Okay. Good. Yep. I put the flail away and turn to Harlan well, let's go. Just total back to her grumpy self.
Well,
okay.
I thought it was a bit overzealous, but I guess it was required.
Yeah. I don't want him anywhere near my life. Or the people I deal with.
He did seem uncouth.
Yeah, he's like me. He's bad people.
Harlan just nods at this.
All right, let's keep looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's keep looking.
So several more hours pass. You've seen nothing really out of order. Occasionally you've seen a couple people here and there that don't make sense. Weird robes, but it's a port town. These kind of things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to really pull you out of your hunt. Nothing to really kind of catch a scent on. Do you come back together or do you continue to separate?
Probably bump into each other after a while.
Yeah, if we're all circling around, then probably.
Okay. All right, so you get back together. You find each other on the far side of the central plaza, the northern side of Abdar's Promenade. You're hot. It's been a warm day. What do you guys do as you come together?
Ugh.
Well, did you find anything?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, we found the most amazing of desserts. They were so yummy. They melted in the mouth and oh.
You found dessert?
Yeah,
Wow,
we gotta
Oh,
find-
yes.
Supposed to be on a job?
I'll
I
go-
couldn't hear any skulking
and,
over the rumbling of their stomachs. I fed the peasantry today.
Mm-hmm.
They were good.
It was good. It was expensive, but we talked him down. So
Yeah? How much charge you?
it's 1 silver for all 3 of us. He wanted to charge 4 silver for a single funnel cake. Can you believe that?
Yeah, those are worth like 2 copper.
Right. Well, it's that. Like I said, it's that main tourist.
Wendell pulls out his book and just starts writing something. In
highway
there.
road.
The guy's like on the hit list now.
Yeah, he is.
Is there like another vendor like nearby that has like? Are we still in the kind of vendory district?
In this area, there's more outdoor open air shops in this area selling silks and cloths and beads and knickknacks and things of that nature. It seems to be an import area.
Okay. All right. That spikes that. Yeah.
You notice this particular section you're in is near one of the canals that snake through the city. And for those of you who know that the canals are the main reason why Iman has grown so large now, that goods and services can be shipped throughout the entire city very quickly along these canals. They run through nearly every single district. And this
Makes
particular
sense.
one is one of the locations that some of the importers bring their goods to.
Perhaps if we drop some eaves on some local ne'er-do-wells.
All right, give me perception check.
Oh,
Okay.
14.
15.
I will attempt this time. Yes. I'm quite distracted.
Ooh, man. Another one.
Okay. Lamont, you hear a very interesting conversation between two traders from Marquette. You hear mention of spice a couple times. You think they're just maybe spice traders of some sort. They're whispering to each other, not speaking too loudly, but they don't seem to be doing anything else, and they're just kind of sitting at the edge of a canal near a boat that has several crates on it covered with brightly colored canvases.
And I relay all of that in real time to Wendell. Just like beat for beat as I listen to what they're saying and pick up the whole thing. And I'm like glaring at these two sitting, but I'm pinging it all back. To Wendell.
Telepathically. Interesting. Wendell is not necessarily appreciative of this new voice in his head, but he will deal with it as it apparently has
Okay.
dropped eaves efficiently. Maybe it's a good
Wendell, if
tool.
you roll me an intellect, just a straight intellect check.
All right. Yes. well, let's see what my stats are. That would be a 10.
Okay. You figure he's just talking about normal spice. You don't know of anything other than that. It's probably just spice traders. That's how Abdar's Promenade was founded.
Ping back. Didn't mention anything about cardamom. I'm low on cardamom.
Can I sneak up on him?
Give me a stealth check. You think you can.
That's a nat 1. For those who...
What is he doing?
And the
What?
rest of you see him in the wide open, just doing the Wile E. Coyote tippy toe kind of sneak.
Like, you're
Hey.
way fatter than that pole.
Hey, Lamont, we can see you.
You're about as subtle as Igor trying to get down to for a midnight snack.
Both of the merchants stop and look directly at you. Can I help you, sir?
Yeah, you guys dragons?
Sort of chuckle. Yes, of course.
I'm doing that behind him, like way in the distance.
I am the great dragon Amun. Yes, I am a dragon. Rar.
Yeah. I lost my wallet like right around here. Let me know if you see it. It's like brown and like and then I ping. Can I talk to Howl while I pretend to look for my wallet?
Okay.
Just be like, do we know these people?
First of all, she's kind of like,
Yeah, out of nowhere, you get the voice in your head. It is
like,
definitely Lamont's voice.
They're not dragons. Are they the ones we're looking for? Should I get them?
do I know these people? I'm assuming
You look
no.
over and it's just two traders from Marquette.
Out loud, I'm like, I don't know. I've never seen them before.
I got them right where I want them. Push them right into the water.
What?
I'm telling you, I got it all planned out right over here. These guys.
Don't push them into the water,
Okay.
Lamont.
As you're sitting there staring at them, and then your friends are all looking in that same direction now.
I'm approaching. Excuse me, gentlemen. You seem to be traders of some type, yes?
Yes, we are.
Well, what is it you deal in? I am looking to purchase some things today.
Well, spices from many different areas. We have a very nice smoked paprika, and today we
Do you
have
have any
some.
cardamom?
Oh, yes, we do, but unfortunately, it hasn't been unpacked yet, so we'll have to ask you to come back later.
All right, well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. I've been out for weeks.
No, I understand. It's terribly difficult to get that sometimes.
How else am I supposed to have my chai lattes without cardamom?
Of course.
Grateful.
Of course.
We're
We're going to leave now. Thank you very much. And they both get up and start walking away.
Do let me know when you set up shop.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, and
sir,
if you see
fine.
a brown wallet,
They don't fly.
Igor's off your side to Wendell. He's like, but Martha, you know, cardamom always makes your knees hurt.
No, Neil. That's what the ginger's for. Counteracts the cardamom.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Hal, your perception check from earlier, before Lamont spoke into your mind, you looked down an alley to your right and caught a whiff of a golden cloak moving down a corner. Enough that it kind of stood out to you.
Can I like slip away from the rest of the party? I'm not trying to be stealthy or anything, but while they're distracted with this spice nonsense.
Yes. They've all turned their attention that direction.
Okay. I'm gonna head that way then, I guess.
Okay. It's just a normal alley. You've got crates and barrels of different things. It's a merchant section, so these are probably just excess stores or empty containers. You head down to the end of the alley and look, and there are 2 or 3 cloaked figures turning another corner further in. You're going out towards the eastern wall.
I'm gonna keep following, trying to be stealthy.
Okay,
That's
give me a stealth
okay.
roll.
I'm very bad at this because I think I have disadvantage. 10.
Okay. You think that you are stealthy enough to follow. You are by yourself in an empty alleyway following 3 men in robes.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my brain because I don't know how it works. I'm gonna be like, hey, Lamont.
There's no answer.
Yeah. I'm like, worth a shot. All right.
All right, so you head to the next alley end. It splits in 2 different directions. One going towards the wall, one going back towards the direction of your friends.
And I don't see any cloaks or anything?
Not now, though.
I'll go back to my companions because they're not my friends.
Sorry, companions, yes.
My companions. And be like, this way, y'all. Come on, let's go. And then I'm gonna head back the other way,
Okay.
towards the wall, keeping an eye out for golden cloaks.
Do the rest of you follow?
Yes.
Well, I suppose, yes.
Harlan follows behind everyone else.
Okay. You head down the same alleys we described earlier. Take a couple turns. How you come back to the same T-junction you were at before? Do you turn left towards the wall this time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you walk for a few minutes. You know you're getting closer to the wall. And then you hear, you start hearing the sounds of more of the rural type of merchants, braying horses, people arguing about feed. It's a different smell in this area too, as some of the centralized areas had more of a spice smell, a clean, fresh smell. This is a little bit more musty and dirty, and suddenly you hear a thud and a specific yelp of pain off to your right. The sound coming from a darkened alley no more than 20 paces from where you stand.
I will dip that way then.
And the rest of you heard the same thing?
Russian towards it, definitely.
Igor, go investigate that for me, please.
At once, master.
Yes.
And he's gonna start going afterwards.
Okay.
And I will walk.
Alright.
Nonchalantly behind.
It's like punched lumbering, like getting some speed on.
We
Yes,
heard
Harlan?
a scream.
A yelp of pain, like,
It-
Okay.
Oh,
Then yeah, I'll
home
just run
scream.
forward. I won't
Yeah.
draw my sword.
I think Lamont just takes off bolt right at it.
Yes,
Like,
they
okay.
all get in front. They'll encounter it first, and if it's bad.
okay, so Lamont and Hal get there about the same time. Harlan coming in after that, with Igor lumbering in and Wendell just taking his sweet lordly time.
Yes, Igor rushes in so I can walk nonchalantly behind. It's how it works.
Okay. You turn the corner and see 3 men in golden cloaks with brass-colored full-face masks that look like an open hand. They're standing over a man on the ground. You see one of them in the middle, white spattered blood and grime from him. And it looks like he is about to stab again the man who's lying there at their feet. They have not seen you yet.
I walk up and take a swing at him with my longsword.
Okay.
That's one way of handling that.
All right. So you're going to engage.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to block his attack on the.
Okay. So you are about right at the range of moving quickly in.
Okay.
Okay, you've got one guy holding the man on the ground who looks to be bleeding. You see one man standing above with a dagger at his throat. You see another standing off to his right. As you run into the alley, they notice, but I will give you an attempt to make an attack at first, and then
Alright.
we'll roll initiative from there.
And I'm two-handed in this longsword
Oh
attack.
my.
So I pull out this like massive, intricate longsword. It's
Okay.
it's like almost as tall as I am. It's fucking huge.
Oh,
What'd you get?
You slip on something
double
slick
crit
in the alley. It might be some of the blood from the man who was stabbed. As you go to swing, you just impact into the wall. You swing down and through and miss everyone and go straight into the wall. Your blade is now stuck in the wood of the building next to you. They will have advantage on you unless you let go of it.
I guess I'll let go.
Okay. All right. So everyone roll initiative now if you want to take part in this combat.
I suppose I shall.
well, Igor's charging in, so yeah.
Quite intimidating, how?
All right. So
Shut up, Harlan.
Oh, there we go. Lamont at 22. Let's see. We have anyone 25 to 20. We have Lamont at 22. Harlan at 21. All right. So. All right. 15 to 20.
15.
15.
17 for Igor.
Okay. Okay. Wendell?
11.
11. Excellent. Okay.
I am strolling on in the back, so it's fitting.
Okay. Lamont, you are first on the initiative order. You just saw Hal run in, take a swing with a long sword, two-handed, and just slip on something and impale the wood next to the person she was aiming at. She let go of the sword and is standing there with no weapon, with 3 combatants looking directly at her now.
And she's standing.
Yes.
And how far away from the enemy is she?
She is right next to them.
Like right next to them.
Yes.
So I'm gonna draw 2 short swords. And these are crude, rusty, saber-like, like more like machetes, I think, than like actual anything you'd go and get. And I like walk up to the main one that's like closest to her. I like make direct eye contact with it. And I talk to it telepathically, and just I'm walking up to it, making direct eye contact. I'm just like, all right, dragon. Now it's dark. And I'm gonna try and intimidate him and scare him.
Okay. Give me an intimidation roll. Okay, 15.
Hoping to do better than that.
All right. The one you tried to intimidate steps back a bit and looks to be surprised at your appearance and the appearance of your friends. You may have succeeded.
So do I have more in this round, or can I just sort of keep them off of her while she gets her sword free and just kind of bow up on them till she can get her weapon back in her hand?
Well, how were you, like, you were trying to intimidate him. Now, are you using that as like an action? Are you going to be brandishing your swords about, or are you just sort of like using your...
I'm super threatening. I look badass in my cloak of billowing, which is billowing.
It is billowing, of course.
By the way. And I just look like someone who's capable of anything. And I was just going to kind of scare him so that she could get her sword, and I'm not going in alone. So no, I don't want to like straight up attack him in this.
Okay.
I want
all
to
right.
see what
Then it would be your action to do that. You're menacing them now.
Yeah.
So as they move, you jump, you sort of like go at them to see what they're
crazy guy with 2 rusty swords who's living on the streets and capable of anything. And
okay.
I talk to you psychically. So.
All right.
You tell me.
Okay. You seem to be doing a very good job of intimidating at least one of them. The one that was holding the man on the ground.
Right, like that. Yeah.
Harlan.
Yeah.
You just made it to the alleyway. You see what's going on now. What would you like to do?
All right, I will walk forward, well, briskly, and then I'll shocking grasp.
Okay, which one of the 3?
One next to Howl.
Okay, there are 2 next to Hal. The one that was holding the man on the ground has backed away. The one that had the knife in his hand and is now looking at Hal is probably the closest one to her.
I want to be able to touch one and then be able to walk away.
Okay.
So just
well, it took your full movement to get there to touch him.
It takes full movement. Okay. All right then. I will attempt to shock and grasp him. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
All right.
That is a hit. You see the lightning from your hands course through his body. He doesn't react too much to it, except he looks you in the eye now, and the dagger is pointed at you.
I will turn towards Howl and present my sword and say, it's not quite as ornate, but it's balanced quite well.
Dude, can I take it?
Free action, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'll take it.
Okay. It is now the man with the dagger's turn. He looks at Harlan. How dare you interrupt our actions? The brass hand knows no one who can stand against us. You will die such as he. And he makes 2 attacks at Harlan.
Do I have a reaction?
I don't think you have one that can work in this particular situation.
I just kind of want to step in the way.
Okay. Does an 8 hit you, Harlan?
An 8, no, an 8 won't.
Okay. How about a 16?
That will.
All right. The dagger finds purchase through your... You wearing chain?
Just leather armor.
Just leather armor? It slips through the leather. The boiled leather doesn't provide much protection from a piercing weapon, and it slides through against your ribs. You take 4 points of damage. And
I was not expecting that.
And he just laughs. Kill them. Kill them all. Igor, you're next.
Okay, does Igor make it to the alleyway enough to see what's going on as well?
Yes, you're 30 feet away as well.
Okay, Igor will see the man on the ground, combat going on, and it'll have a flashback to a time when Master beat him, and that will incite an inner rage in him, and he'll fly into a rage. And yes, every single time he flies into a rage, there's going to be a flashback of Master doing something horrible to you.
Love that.
And he'll go into a rage and he'll charge at the first guy that he can get his hands on.
Okay. The closest one is the one, like, it's beginning to get a little tight in the alley now, as you have
Bull in a china closet right through people.
Yeah, you have Lamont, you have Hal, you have Harlan, and then you come in beside. Now there's like
okay, well, if Igor has to push people out of the way, he don't care.
No, you guys are right there. You can all fit in this area, but you can jump in and then maybe back away if you need to. But you can attack the main, what seems to be the leader now, the one that had the dagger, who just is in the action of stabbing Harlan.
Is he within my 30 feet, or do I need
Yes,
to?
he's the only one you can get to right off the bat.
Okay, he's as his rage, he's gonna just charge in. His eyes are seeing red. And he's gonna charge in and be like, no! And he's gonna charge in and try and put his hands around the throat of the masked man and bring him to the ground, strangling him.
Okay, all right. So give me an athletics check.
Okay.
An opposed athletics.
Advantage because you're raging.
Exactly.
Advantage, all right. Ooh. Let's see. 19, 5, 24.
He rolled a 3.
Okay.
You tackle him and drive him to the ground. He hits the ground so hard the knife bounces out of his hand. You are now on top of him, and he is grappled.
All right. Well, he's got him on the ground. And he's kind of shaking him, trying to strangle. You hear him kind of shouting, "Never again, master! Never again!" as he's like choking him.
All right. That's great. Okay, Hal, you've just been handed a sword.
Yeah. Is it a longsword?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then since Igor seems to have the ringleader under control, I'm gonna two-hand the one that's by Lamont.
Okay, he started back away, so you have to step forward past the man on the ground.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Please not double nat one.
Okay.
10.
You make a swing, and the one you were aiming at kind of steps away, and the sword goes through his cloak, but doesn't find purchase on him. You don't think you made any damage to the man.
I am the worst fighter ever.
It's slippery in the alley. You're having a hard time finding footing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Keep at least one of them alive. We should probably bring one of them back to Bilby. Just saying.
No, must die.
Igor, Wendell.
All right.
I'm
Anything else,
coming.
Hal?
That's it.
Okay.
I believe you need a little more work on your backswing.
Wendell, it's your
Thanks.
turn now.
Harlan.
I come strolling into the alley to hear the sound of a beautiful woman calling my name. And I look over and Igor seems to have that one under control, and then I'll see the fair maiden in distress. Therefore,
Her distress.
I will, with a dismissive wave of my hand, I will cast Hex upon him.
Okay.
And then I'll pull out a handkerchief and just Eldritch Blast.
So can you describe how your Eldritch Blast comes from your handkerchief?
Yes.
I want to see what you imagine this.
Well, it doesn't come from his handkerchief so much as the ring on the rather large, ornate ring on his hand, but with the flourish of the handkerchief.
Okay.
That is the proper.
So as the force moves through the
that's
handkerchief,
the
it almost
somatic-
animates.
Yeah, that's the somatic component. Is the handkerchief swish.
Okay.
He's just
Awesome.
like, oh, blast it all, and
Okay.
I'm going to roll to hit with a hex. I also get to choose an ability. He's going to have disadvantage on strength ability checks.
Okay.
So if he gets grappled or whatever, that'd be fine. So let me see if I hit. Oh, goody. That will be a 19 to hit.
That definitely does hit. It impacts the man
Excellent.
directly in the chest.
I
You
get
see
to
his
roll.
robe flutter away almost. And how much damage?
Oh, that's quite good. 1d4 necrotic damage from
Mm-hmm.
the hex, and then 8 force damage from the blast.
Okay. So how much? You said 1d4.
A 4, not a.
Oh,
not a
A4.
one. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
1, 4.
12.
12 damage total, yes.
Okay, so when the force bolt hits the man in the chest, this is the one that Hal had just missed. So she takes a swing and misses by him. He dodges, and the bolt takes him right in the chest, and you hear this loud crack as he is shot backwards and falls onto the ground, unmoving.
Oh dear, seems I don't know my own strength.
All right. He was about to go next. He's now dead.
You're welcome.
The other cultist that's standing next to the one on the ground looks down and he goes to attack Igor, who is holding his master down. He will make one attack with a deadly looking scimitar. Okay. I believe a 23 hits.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh boy.
You take
Yeah.
7 damage.
Oh. Igor howls at that one. Ooh.
Okay, so you take that shot right across your back. It's very easy for him to make that hit on you because you're lying down on top of his leader, choking him, so you aren't able to deflect the blast.
Okay. Like to
Lamont?
think Igor would squeeze harder with the pain.
Lamont, you are next. Top of the initiative order again.
When do I get to go?
You asked right as it was your turn.
Like, do I get to kill him? Okay. Excuse me.
All right. So in
I'm
front of
still
you, you
hung
have
up on Eldritch Blast. That's
one that's dead. At least you think he's dead. He's not moving on the ground. You have another one who just struck Igor across the back with a nasty-looking scimitar, and then you have the one on the ground underneath.
I suppose we should keep one alive. That is a decent suggestion. Oh,
Has Igor killed the one he's does?
Oh no!
He's
no,
going
he
to.
just looks very angry.
Igor's trying to kill him. He is going to.
Okay. Can you do? I'm trying to remember. Can you do non-lethal damage? Can't I attack in a non-lethal fashion?
Yeah, of course. If you want to attack non-lethally with your sword, it's like hitting it with the pommel.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna telepathically say to the one who just shot Igor, "You back off, my friend, Cool Breeze. Now it's me and you." And I
He
rush
looks
him.
over you. You can't tell anything on his face because he's got this really strange mask. It's just a hand like this. Like eye sockets right across the front there. And it's just like this hand looking at you. It's very strange. Oh, that is definitely a hit.
Look like that guy in Batman, you know, he's swinging the two. And I just kick him.
Okay. Go and roll your damage.
I kick the shit out of him. Sorry. Oh, yeah, I do that.
Oh, and yeah.
Okay, so you do your flourish, and with his sword stuck into the back of Igor, you do your flourish and come around and pull your sword straight into his chest. It goes all the way to the hilt, and you just hear a and you feel the weight of his body go limp on your sword.
Not exactly what I meant to do, but...
Now, were you trying to do it? Was that first attack non-lethal?
Did I do two?
No,
I
I'm
wasn't
saying,
trying to kill him.
Okay, so you were trying. Okay, well then I will retract that a bit. You feint, and then you catch him across the chin with the guard of your sword, and you feel the chin sort of give way, and he goes limp and falls immediately. His sword's still in the back of Igor.
Okay.
Whoa, like still buried in Igor's
He
back?
he is unconscious.
Ooh.
Igor's unconscious?
No, the man you just hit.
My man. Okay, good. All right, with him out, I'm going to... When it's my turn again, I'll talk to Igor.
Okay. So the two guys that were standing next to the leader are both down now. You believe they are either dead or unconscious. And Harlan, it is your turn.
I'm just going to tap on Igor's back and say, don't hurt him too badly. And I'm going to go over to the other body and take off the mask.
Okay. All right. You take off the mask. He's just a human male, probably in his 30s. Is it the unconscious one or the dead one?
The closest one.
Okay, that would be the unconscious one. Just looked like he was in great pain and is now just sort of like breathing shallowly but consistently.
Still
He has a
alive.
talisman on his neck. You also notice. It is an open hand over a cogwheel with a black background. You recognize the symbol of the cogwheel.
Mm-hmm.
The hand is new.
Interesting.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yes. Seeing this, I turn back to Igor there and say, "Please leave him alive." And
I hope you know you're saying this to a guy who's got a sword buried in his back. Just saying.
Fair enough. All right. It is the leader's turn now. You have him by the throat and you're choking him. I'm gonna roll a D100 right now to see if he can get enough wind to be able to speak.
All he's got is an angry Igor half-orc face on him with one tooth slightly larger than the other poking out of his lip, and he's and yeah.
I was going Cthulhu rules on that, and he rolled a 14. So I'm going to say that you're choking him, but he's still able to make his hands are free, so he can do the verbal components. You see him grab, like you're choking him. He grabs his chest like this. Something's under his cloak, and he just chokes out a magical word, and you see a golden scimitar light up beside, and it strikes down on you.
Ooh.
And impacts the concrete instead next to you. Not hitting you at all.
Oh,
Giving me a heart attack there.
There is a spiritual weapon
Level 1.
we're so
floating
squishy.
there. There's a spiritual weapon floating there, and then now he's going to attempt to push you off.
He has
All right.
disadvantage because he's hexed. Oh no, that was the other fellow. Just
That
kidding.
was the other fellow.
He's dead.
Okay, I need you to roll another athletics check at advantage, Igor.
Athletics at advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hex him in a moment if he survives that long.
Okay. 16 and 3, so 16 plus 5, 21.
Oh yeah. He just struggles ineptly in your grasp. All right. So next we have you, Igor.
Okay. Sword in my back. Sword swung at me. This guy trying to kick me off. No, Master! And he's just gonna start grabbing him and start beating his head into the ground instead of choking him. He's gonna start slamming him into the ground.
Okay. I'm just gonna give you roll me a D4 of damage plus your strength.
D4 of damage.
That's rough.
He has slight anger issues. It's
Now,
good
that's
for him
with
to
my
get it
strength
out every now
modifier,
and
right?
then.
Yeah. That's your strength one.
I dropped my D4. Sorry. 2 plus 3, 5.
Okay. All right. You see to stun him slightly. You're hitting it. You're basically pounding his head into the cobblestones underneath you, but he still seems fine
Okay.
for the moment.
Continues that assault.
The magical sword is still glowing. You can see the glow of the light from behind you, and you still feel the sword in your back as it's dug in.
Okay.
How?
Okay. So we've got a dead one and an unconscious one.
You believe so. Harlan is looking at him right now. His mask has been pulled off. It's just a human in a robe and a mask.
Okay. And then we've got the one that Igor is beating the shit out of.
Yes.
It seems so, yes.
Would it take my action? I'm assuming it would take my action to shove Igor off this dude.
Yes, it would. And it'd be an athletics check against him.
Yeah, which he has advantage.
It's that pent-up hunchback frustration. It's good for him to get it out every now and then.
I feel like there's some sort of command word somewhere that Wendell has, but I don't know.
It's good for him to get it out. It prevents him from being
I'm
passive
just
aggressive.
gonna attempt to stab this dude.
The one on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. You normally would have advantage, but because Igor is on top of him, it's just going to be a straight roll.
Okay.
Stab through Igor. You know?
24.
Oh, that definitely hits.
Cool.
Well, your damage.
39.
Oh, okay. So you strike down, like in between the pounding that Igor's doing, you kind of catch him right as he hits the ground, and you just go underneath Igor and stab him in the side. Your blade sinks deep, and you hear the man on the ground grunt in pain. He seems to be bloodied at this point.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
Igor gonna make him bloodied, all right.
All right. And we have come now to Wendell.
I will transfer my hex onto this fellow. Give him disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay.
He say he's bloodied. Can I do a non-lethal Eldritch Blast?
At your limited knowledge, you're a very young warlock.
I am.
Right now.
I am very new to this.
It's difficult. You can attempt. I will give you
I will
a
just
chance.
walk over with my sword cane
Mm-hmm.
and give it a go. He's hexed. I'm just gonna go over and try to just with the butt of my cane, just kind of pop him on the head. Like, stop it. Stop resisting. Bad.
Okay.
Bad
Straight
cultist.
roll.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's going to be math. Plus 16.
Oh, that definitely does hit.
All right. Let me roll my cane sword damage and my hex damage. 6 points of necrotic damage from the hex,
Okay.
and the non-lethal 6 damage from the non-lethal cane blow.
Okay. You can't do non-lethal hex damage.
Okay.
But,
yes. Well, the hex, I'd like to imagine, kicked in first as I transferred it over to him and kind of just boop.
Right.
Gently
He's
tapped.
not dead yet, but blood is starting to come from underneath the mask. There's a lot of blood coming out of the wounds that Hal put on him.
Stop resisting. Bad.
Lamont.
So the one Igor has is like bleeding out and
There's a lot of blood on the cobblestones now around him, but he's still breathing and still wiggling and trying to fight. The glowing sword is still hanging like the sword of Damocles above Igor, who still has a sword in his back as well.
Can I just shove my sword through his throat?
Yes.
Okay, I just put him out of his misery. I just end it.
Oh, you're going to coup de grace. All right, just give me a roll because right now Igor is violently shaking him, and so to do that, you would actually have to time it just right.
That's cool.
You're like going with the tempo.
I'm like 1, 2, 3. Kill him.
Snap.
Yeah, and now.
That's an attack roll?
That's just a straight attack roll with your weapon.
Good luck, Igor.
Oh, unfortunately, the timing was off. And if you'd only had your blade upside down, you would have hit the cobblestones, and then Igor would have chopped his head off by going down. But you did it the other way, and you just basically gave the guy a bad bruise on the back of his neck.
Got carried away. Kill him.
Okay. Harlan.
Seeing that this man's not going to live through this, I turn around and perform a medicine check on the medicine.
Okay, roll me your medicine check then.
Probably smart.
He's going to die.
It's simple enough. This guy just got knocked out. You've seen this before. You know, the lower classes like to fight, and he just got caught on the chin and is out. For the most part, you think he'll survive.
Should be a good source of information. That'll be the end of my turn.
Very well. The one on the ground, who is doing terribly right now, commands his spiritual weapon to make another attack at Igor. And that's a 12?
Misses.
It just, because he can't quite see, there's blood in his eyes, his mask is kind of covered, it's off kilter a little bit, so his eyes aren't through the eye hole.
Shaking a bit.
The sword just goes into the wall and sort of shimmers and kind of fades, but shimmers. It's still there. Ooh. Igor.
Oh, it's smashing, finishing off this time.
Okay.
Like one more grab and then trying to shove his head into the ground really hard, just muscles flexing, try and smash that head like a pumpkin.
Okay, go ahead and, you have him under your control. He can't get away. Roll me your damage. D4 plus your strength.
D4 plus strength. 1 plus 3, so 4 damage.
You pound his head into the wall. He moans, but he is still breathing and still fighting to get out from underneath your hands.
Would he get his rage damage?
Oh, that's right. You could. We forgot. You didn't mention the rage damage.
I forgot. I'm reading on here on my list, but I forgot that.
2.
So
it's more. This is more of an improvised weapon. I don't know that it would exactly count with it, but I mean, for the moment, I think this works. The first one he moans, and then you pull him back, and you just drive him back down into the ground, and you hear as his head bounces, it kind of like gives in a bit, and doesn't bounce as high, and his body shakes violently, and then goes still.
Okay, well he'll be shouting as he smashes his head, and it just looks at him, just kind of laying there. He's like, "No, it's Igor," and he's just sitting there, still in that rage mode, and that's kind of what you guys hear him yell out.
All right, we are officially out of initiative at this point. There are 2 dead bodies here in an alleyway in Abdar's Promenade, and one unconscious man who doesn't look injured at all.
I will move my hex to the unconscious man as I can keep it for another 59 minutes in like however many seconds.
Okay. So you also know that there is a man lying on the ground unconscious in a bright blue, well-made vest. Wendell, you know that this man is dressed. The cut of his clothes is fine. You don't know if this was a robbery or what, but this man might be your same level.
Can I make sure he's okay?
Sure, give me a medicine check.
I'm going to wait a moment for Igor to get out of his rage.
Well, while Igor's still in his rage, he's going
14.
to reach, and he's going to pull the sword that's in his bag. He's going to pull it out himself and just heave it across the alleyway and just stand there kind of bleeding and breathing really heavily.
Once I see that it's calmed down a bit, I'll hand him a cookie and give him his biscuit.
And all of a sudden, it's like a complete demeanor shift, like from
Very good job, Igor. You've done well. Here you are.
And it's good for his blood sugar.
Thank you. He's gonna
Yes,
eat
get
the
some of that
cookie.
energy back. It's
And he's,
fine.
I feel good, Master. And he's gonna sit down on the ground next to the mangled corpse, just eating his cookie.
You feel the wet of his blood seep into your clothing. How?
That's there.
You check the man who is lying on the ground unconscious. It seems like he took a blow to the head during the battle. It looks like one of the cultists might have done that as you guys ran in. He has a slight cut on his arm. It looks like it was just meant to be like a threat in a way. But he seems to be relatively fine. He's not dying or anything at this moment.
Cool. Can I
Eat some
like
words.
slap him a little bit, get him wake up?
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
After you're done with that cookie, Igor, you should feather dust the group a bit.
Oh, like,
Conspicuous.
Master. And Igor's going to ease himself up because he's hurt. He feels that sword wound, but he's going to get this Master, and he gets out the feather duster with prestidigitation.
I'm clean, but yes,
He's-
everyone else is a bit busy.
Yes, Master. He's going to go to all the party members and start feather
Just,
dusting.
get the blood. Just at least get the blood out. We can't be seen walking through the promenade like this. Oh, good
Okay.
heavens.
And reiteration for all those is the feather duster only does it in that central cone of clean. It doesn't clean your whole body, just where the feather duster touches. So he's going over to your bodies and getting the blood bits and dirty bits. And
Yes, this is the wondrous item, Feather Duster of Prestidigitation, which was specifically purchased for him by Wendell for Igor as a naming day present.
hmm
Yes.
It's the only gift you've ever received other than food.
Yep. It's the most precious gift ever. It says manservant in the handle with his pig.
It says manservant of the year. He was the only manservant that year in the house.
Mont, what were you looked like you wanted to say something.
like put my swords back in their sheaths as I walk up next to the passed out cultist. Is his mask on?
No, Harlan pulled his mask off.
That's the one Harlan took his mask off. All right, I take a knee and kind of feel around for his pulse on his neck, and I just start kind of not looking at Hal, but I'm just kind of talking to be like, okay, so we take him back, we remove his socks and his shoes and his toenails, then we'll glue his eyelids up, and then we'll take needle nose pliers and peel his cuticles up.
Okay, all right. Hold on, Lamont.
What?
We don't need to do any of that. Okay.
No?
We're gonna make sure this dude's fine first. Yeah? We're gonna stash the body somewhere where they won't be found for a while.
Yes. I believe they
we're
may
gonna-
be involved in some type of cult, as they all have matching. Well, that was some type of maybe club. They all
Yeah.
have matching
yeah.
outfits.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take that guy. She points to the unconscious one.
Mm.
We're gonna take him to Bilby so he can put his interrogator on it and get some answers.
Oh, he's got a toenail guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so you don't have to do that. You're good.
I believe
good.
it's called a pedicurist.
Sure.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yes, a toenail person. That's what they do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be good, but I give him a toenail, kind of a thing. But
You
you
can
know,
I've got an ink and quill if you want to draw something on his face.
that's just juvenile.
As you guys are discussing, you hear coughing coming from the
Oh,
man
good. We can ask him
who's
why he
starting
was
to wake up.
being harassed. Excuse me, my good sir. Are you well?
He sits up and he wipes the blood from.
Oh, Igor.
Igor lumbers
Yes.
over.
Clean him off, please.
Yes. And Igor gets right in the guy's face with the tooth and is like,
Oh my!
Yes, you're all cleaned up now. There you are. Sorry. Yeah, but give him room to breathe, Igor.
yes, Master.
Yes.
And backs
Yeah,
away.
are you all right? We think
He
we
looks
came
up
in-
at each of you with a wide-eyed expression.
We're all blood free now. At least that's good.
It's a pleasure to meet you all.
You seem to be having a spot of trouble. We thought we'd intervene.
Yes, thank you. Yes. He kind of stands up and straightens his clothing and
Yes.
his tie and pulls his gloves back and stands there very regally. Goes, "Yes, I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Varna Sifa. And while I know we've just met, you've saved my life. Thank you ever so much. Who might you all be?" Now, anyone who's lived in the city for a little while, especially Wendell and Harlan, Hal, you may do as well. Roll me a history check.
Oh, I'm proficient in that. But I have no intelligence, so we'll see how that goes.
No?
Ooh, 21.
Okay. Harlan.
Yes.
No, Harlan, not Wendell. Harlan. Harlan, you know that Mr. Sifa is the son of a disgraced former Tal'Dorei council member who has become a bit of a well-known importer of wines. Wendell,
Yes.
you know that Varna is the son of a disgraced Tal'Dorei council member, but the name of the council member was Lornak Sifa. He was exiled over his involvement with the Clasp and rumors of vast wealth earmarked for the reconstruction of Amman disappeared under his watch. You know that Varna distanced himself immediately from distance of his father immediately, and has led a quiet and exemplary life since then. He's well known on the circuit for nobles. He is considered to be quite a catch among the lady nobles in the area, and he is independently wealthy.
Oh, well, writing that down.
And how you have no idea. You recognize the name, that's it.
You sound familiar.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you, sir. My name is Wendell Eustace Abernathy Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer IV of the Haversham Hossenpfeffers.
Oh, the Havisham Hossenpfeffer.
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Yes, I knew your brother.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know whether I should be terribly sorry or pleased to meet you.
Likewise, I'm sure. Shakes your hand.
Yes, I shake it back heartily.
But I have to say thank you to each and every one of you. This has been such a trying day.
So
if you're willing to hear me out, you've shown yourself to be men and women of exceeding resource. I would like to ask you maybe to help me again, if you're interested.
Oh, well,
Why were these guys bugging you in the first place?
Well, I don't know why these men were. I mean, I'm ashamed to say I allowed these assassins to take me by surprise, but I wasn't expecting masked cultists.
Yes, accosted by ruffians, especially cultist ones. It's just
He's telling the truth, Al.
horrible business, really.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've been expecting someone else, something entirely different. There's a drow following me.
Oh dear, dreadful.
Yes. I mean, they stand out, but it's normally at night when I see him, or off in the shadows of the rooftops occasionally. He's been tailing me at night for the last week or so, and I'm beginning to fear someone wants me dead. Well, obviously now, but I didn't expect these, and I don't know if they're connected. I thought I could take care of myself, but it seems my luck has run out.
Igor's
So what? You want bodyguards?
He does need to learn to fight better.
I would say your luck has not run out, my good sir, as we seem to have stumbled upon you today.
Well, I guess you're right.
I usually am.
Well, if you're willing, I just wish, perhaps, I feel like this is coming to a head. Perhaps if you watch my home this evening,
Yes.
that maybe you'll see more of these cultists or that drow that's been following me. I'll make it worth your while. I have friends in high places, and
well,
and rewards worth more than just a handful of gold.
well,
But I will give you each 10 gold now if you promise to help me, and more if I stay safe.
And you have not seen this symbol before. He holds up the gear with the hand.
No, never. Does it mean something?
It reminds me of a symbol I once knew.
Oh, you seem very learned, sir.
Now it's just a symbol that I used to know.
It's quiet.
Well, clearly would be quite a tragedy if you were to suffer any further harm. I would be more than happy to investigate the matter further for you.
What time of day is it?
Getting to be later evening.
We just simply have to drop off
it's-
one of these ruffians to, the proper authorities.
It's
Yeah.
it's still daylight. I would say it's probably 5. Sundowns at 6 normally.
Okay, would we have time to drop off this brass hand dude to Bilby and then get back to this dude's house?
It would be about an hour after. Like it would take you about an hour to get to Bilby and drop him off, and then maybe an hour to get to his house.
But
once
also,
everything
sunsets at 6. It takes another hour after that to get fully dark, so it probably won't be school.
Correct.
A bit, so.
So what say you? Will you help me?
Certainly.
Yeah, we'll help you.
He kind of shies back from Hal, because you're imposing.
Yeah. So I think Igor, Wendell, and Lamont should take this cultist dude back to Bilby, let him know what happened. And then Harlan and I should go with this guy so he doesn't get, jumped while we're not with him.
I swear, one day I'll get paired up with someone better than the likes of Mr. Lamont. It's
So you
fine.
will help me. Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
I heard that.
I live on Lavender Lane in Whimsy Circle. It's in the central
Charming
district,
street, yes.
along one of the Osmond waterways. If you just please, thank you for escorting me. But once we get to the home, if you would, could you stay in the shadows, away? I don't want to scare off this drow or these cultists or whatnot. If we're going to try and catch them in the act to figure out what's going on, hopefully this one here that you captured can tell you more. But it's just, would that be sufficient? I
Yeah, that's
found
fine.
myself a little out of sorts. I'm sorry.
No, it's that works.
It's quite
We're-
understandable, really.
So, and we said 10 gold apiece now, right?
Oh, yes. And you see, the cultist never touched his money. He pulls a rather hefty coin purse from his belt and counts out 10 gold for each of you. He hands 10 gold to Igor first.
Yes.
Puts it in your hand. He gives Lamont,
Money?
then Harlan, then Hal, and then he hands it out to Wendell, but he seems a little like he is apologetic as he hands it to you. Please take it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, your lordship. I appreciate it.
Oh,
All right.
of course.
Can I rob all the cultists while this conversation is happening?
Okay, while that's going on, give me an investigation check.
Bet. Oh,
I help.
Oh, I will.
Okay,
I will help.
you get advantage. Oh, 18. Excellent. Each of the cultists, they each have on them a scimitar in good working order with strange markings on it. They seem to have these etchings in them with these cogs and wheels and minute hands, and they're all through it. There's also on the pommel of each one is the same open hand with the cogwheel behind it. They each also have very nice gold robes, which have been rended for the most part, except for the one. They can be repaired, but they have a lot of stains on them. The masks are just a simple kind of tin painted brass color. It kind of looks like gold, but they're not worth much, and they're really creepy looking. They combined, the three of them have about 25 gold on them. And they each also have solid gold medallions that has the hand and the cogwheel behind it. You think these are worth a good bit, but you don't know if they're worth anyone, but the gold might be worth something melted down. Okay, so
Won't get into the time-honored conversation of whether the rogue lifts everything while everyone's back is turned, but we'll
well,
just...
Hal said she was helping.
Yeah,
so
well, I helped. So,
Oh, okay.
he's poking through.
yeah.
Okay.
I am going to hand this longsword back to Harlan.
All right. You notice it's very well made, but it's not very ornate. It's just a very simple, deadly weapon.
Thanks. It's a good sword.
Oh, yes. Although, perhaps we should spar sometime. I think you could use some pointers.
As the wizard to the fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. We can do that.
Wonderful.
And she yanks her longsword out of the wall, jams it into its sheath.
You know, just for fun, can I get a strength check for
damn
that?
Saving throw check.
Just a check.
15.
Yeah, no problem. You pull it right out.
Yeah.
It sticks a bit for a second. You put your foot on the wall, pops right out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hit yourself in the face with it. This has happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as the party splits again,
Wendell's going to make sure that the masks and the gold cloaks are gathered,
okay.
just in case we need.
So you find they're just in common, but sturdy cotton clothing underneath.
Ugh.
Hal's gonna take one of those medallions.
Okay. Did Lamont take them all when he was searching?
I think I'm just kind of like standing there holding them and kind of like looking at Hal to see like what's the score here.
Yeah.
You know?
She'll just take one of them if it's offered.
I'll like take one and just like looking at you, put it in my pocket. See if you're gonna stop me from doing that.
All right. So anything else you'd like to do?
I just wanted those in case we need to disguise ourselves later to investigate further.
And I pick the unconscious guy up and throw him over my shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
Oh, yes, good. Igor has a bit of difficulty with that due to his hump.
All right. So Wendell, Igor, and Lamont head back towards Little Whitestone to deposit this man at Zilliger's in the shadow to see what they can find out.
Yes.
While Hal and Harlan accompany Varna Sifa to his home in the Central District. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Thank you very much. We have a first episode, and we're well on our way. This was great. I hope you all had fun.
We're done already?
Yeah, we're done already. I'll pass this back over to our loving, friendly Lord Wendell Eustace Abernathy Lucius Throckwaddle Hossepepper the Fourth of the Havisham Hoffenspetter.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you for DMing. That was super duper fun.
That was great.
This group is hilarious and awesome, and I can't wait to see more of their shenanigans in the future. Eldritch Blast is way more powerful than I thought. Thanks, Hex. But yeah, that was cool. So we're going to go around. We're going to say who we are, where we can find you, and favorite moment from tonight's game. We're going to start. I'll do me last this time. So we're going to start in a different order. We're just going to go around the loop. Let's start with Igor.
Oh, okay. Igor. Shiny Pilot 206. You can find me here on Lindy's channels Mondays and Tuesdays now. I'm not super good at the plug-in stuff, but I'm finally learning that finally after I don't know how many times. But yeah,
Like
I'm
2
here.
years.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the whole episode was a blast tonight. Best part? I don't know. I like the part with Howl getting her sword stuck in the wall on that attempted attack. That tickled me. So yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. And of course, next, our lovely Dungeon Master.
Crap, it's my turn. I was taking notes for next week. All right. Hi, I'm Deception Check. I'm the Dungeon Master of this madhouse that we call our Mondays in Exandria. This is an adventure in Iman. This is where we'll be spending our next couple levels on. We're well on our way. I thought this went great. I like how the party dynamic is already playing out. This is going to be a lot of fun. I just hope I can keep it entertaining for everyone as we go along. My favorite part was probably Igor just raffle stomping the guy into the ground. That was I like that. I like what I'm seeing with Igor. I can't wait to learn more about him. I right behind that, I think Lamont and his brandishing of the swords. If it was just one sword, I'm thinking you're like the man in the turban in Indiana Jones. That all I need is a gun to take you out. You're just sitting there spinning them around, just freaking everybody out, and Indy just doesn't care and shoots So I'll have to get a gunslinger to come after you. But other than that, great times. Thanks. You can catch me here. Just here. Mondays, I Dungeon Master. Tuesdays, I play. So great. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. And next we have the fantastic Travis Bowles. He is the knight.
I am the knight. This is my city, and sometimes I just don't know if I'm doing any good out there, Alfred. No, I'm trying something, and I really like where this is headed. I've been sweating bullets for like a week or two because I didn't know if this was going to work or exactly what the hell I'm going to do. But this kind of works, right? There's kind of a right.
Yeah.
Lindy knows what I'm talking about. This is kind of, got all the points on the thing, and I didn't know, and this is great. I love that our resident wild children, Trip and Lindy, are both playing straight men effectively. That's crazy. Igor is a scream, and once again, Becky's my hero. Howl is my hero. I want a Howl action figure now, and I'm at Travis Bowles. I'm the producer for WebDM show. Watch the show this week. It's on Big Battles. I've done a really funny thumbnail that you're just gonna think is nuts for Game of Thrones premiere week. So, and very excited about it. And I'm just really grateful and feel very lucky that I've got like a game group to play with twice a week. That's crazy, and I'm very happy about it. It's very special. So thank you for having me. Good times. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Awesome. And the lovely Nuggetosaurus.
Hello, I'm at Nuggetosaurus on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm here on Mondays and Tuesdays now. I love playing Hal. She's what I want to say to the people that I deal with at work on a daily basis. My favorite part was number 1, Lindy's costume, just best thing ever, and 2, just the Eldritch blast. It was quite amusing. Yes.
And I doubled that. That's my favorite part too.
Yeah.
Eldritch blast.
Yeah. But I'm super excited for this campaign. I'm super excited to see where everybody's characters go. I'm kind of really intrigued by Harlan being freaked out by these clockwork things. So we'll see where that goes. And yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. Speaking of Harlan, we've got D20 coup de grace.
Yes. As we split up and walk away, Harlan will grumble. An army of goblins brings less chaos into my life. And, my favorite part was probably when Harlan was trying to talk down Igor, but that wasn't happening. And I'm having a lot of fun. He's a strange character for me. I'm still trying to figure him out.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm liking Harlan. It is true. We are normally the 2 wild childs, and we're both like, yes, I have a cup of tea and I'm very sophisticated. That I have to drink from a straw because I don't want to get my mustache wet. But anyways, I'm Lindy. This is my channel, Laugh Love Lindy. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time slot, for Mists of Ravenloft, where I DM, and it's super spoopy gothic horror because Ravenloft. And also, this Saturday, we have our Teenagers for Outer Space game, our once a month game, and we're going... Oh, it's going to be so awesome. I think we're going on a field trip, and I think that our characters... We're going to be playing our characters. We're going to be playing, like, holodeck D&D. So you can't get more meta than that. It's going to be freaking awesome. I am super mega hyped about all of this. My favorite part from today... Oh, gosh, there were so many good parts. I liked the funnel cakes. Just Igor and Lamont being like, can we get some funnel cakes? We don't have money. Please. It's like the kids when you're in the aisle and you're trying to check out, and they're like, well, can we have the candy, please? And you're just like, oh, fine, shut up. So I thought that was great. And yeah, can't wait for more of these adventures to come. I'm super stoked to be doing Monday and Tuesday nights now. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for showing up to our premiere. This will be on YouTube in just a couple of days, and I am super mega hyped for more. So I guess we will just be seeing everybody next week. So goodbye.